Okay, how exciting is this? Picked up this guy at Costco for about $699. It's the Firman WHO3242 generator, and it's got 4,000 watts of starting power, 3,200 watts running, and that's on fuel, on gas. On propane, we got 3,750 starting watts and 3,000 running watts. Let's open up this bad boy and see what it's all about. And the truth is, we've been wanting to get a generator for our camper for quite a while, and also for a backup for our house. And I think this guy is going to be able to do the job from what I've learned. Alright, so we've got our operator's manual. It is a dual fuel inverter generator. So what that simply means, we can use gas or propane. And since it's an inverter generator, it's safe for our electronics on our camper. And we've got some quick start instructions, so that's cool. Let's dive into this guy here. Okay, and the first thing I noticed, it looks like this is most likely for propane, and then we've also got a handy dandy cover, which is going to be great because this is going to go on the back of my truck, and although I do have a tonneau cover, this will keep it dry. Okay, and here's a good look at the top of the generator, which is really cool. It's got this label on the outside that shows you how to start, what to do, what not to do, and how to stop the generator. And of course, you got a fuel tank right here, and looks like a good carry handle here and a carry handle here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy out of the box, see how heavy it is. Alright, so we've got it out of the box. I'm guessing it weighs about 50 pounds. I lifted it up into the back of my truck by myself. It'd be a lot easier if you had somebody, of course, helping you. You got a handle here, you got a handle over here. Alright, that's what it looks like. So other cool thing is we've got starting instructions here. So this thing is loaded with information. You've got a gas electric start instructions here, recoil start, and then some instructions on the back that tell us what kind of gasoline to use. Regular unleaded gas with a minimum 87 octane, and then 20-pound or 30-pound propane cylinder. And then the SAE 10W30 oil is what we're going to need. And then it even shows us what the spark plug model is. We've got a fuel selector switch here. We've got, this is most likely going to be the power on switch. What I love about this thing is it's got a 30 amp connector right there. So I'll be able to put my surge protector into here and plug that into my camper, and it should run everything just fine. I have a 30 amp camper, and we've got two outlets right here for 120, and then we've got an outlet here for 12 VDC. We've got a USB up here, battery charger port. We've got a switch right there. This is a digital display, so I'm hoping that's going to give me the amount of hours I have left to run the unit. We'll see. Very impressed with the quality of this thing, though. It feels very, very sturdy. All right, so of course we want to read the operator's manual, especially on something like this. And it has some very detailed descriptions of what all each one of these switches are and outlets are. features and controls. So you get a very detailed operator's manual. Breaks down everything here from engine start switch, oil indicator light, battery power restore switch. Got all the info in here. Oil and gasoline, instructions on that. Because I do know from having some experience with generators, it's so important to keep these things maintained. This one actually has a 3-year warranty on it, so that's another reason I purchased this one. We plan to use it quite a bit. So this is the owner's manual. I'm going to read this separately, and then I'm going to do the quick start guide. Pretty cool cover. Feels very sturdy, well made. Okay, now first thing we're going to do is open up this propane regulator. Okay, this is what we have inside of that. It's cool. We've got a spout. We've got cables. And then we've got some instructions on the LPG regulator cover installation. We also have oil included, SAE 10W30, so that's cool that they did that. We've got some tools in here. Screwdriver. We have this guy here. We got some screws. Flip this guy over. This is the cover that we're gonna put on first. All right. So this guy has got to go on top of here, like that. That's what we got. Okay. All right. Same thing on here. Okay. Okay, so we got the regulator cover installed. Now we're going to go to the battery cable connection. So I've turned the generator around facing me. I'm going to unscrew each one of these screws as it shows here. Okay, so I have unscrewed the cover. That's kind of what we're looking at here once we get in here. Okay, now I've got to connect the battery cable. Okay, to connect this battery cable, you got to find it. It's actually, I found it way down in here. So just a tip, you're looking for this to connect the battery cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this here, and I'm going to put these two together like that. Okay, tuck this guy back down in here. And just so you know, there is a little thing here that shows you how to connect that, and this is the battery cable going right down through here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is put some oil in this guy, and this book is really helpful. It tells you about how much oil to put in. We want to make sure it gets up to the H mark, and the oil is going to go in right here. I'm just going to take this cap off. You want to make sure you're on a level surface, of course. And here's my dipstick, and what we want to do is fill it up to that H. So I'm going to turn off the camera and go ahead and use my spout that came with it. I'll place that in here, and then we're going to very carefully, without overfilling, fill this guy up with oil to the H mark. Okay, so I put 18 ounces of oil, the whole can that came with it, into the oil fill, and it's almost full. So just want to keep that in mind. It is hard to read the dipstick because the oil is so clear, but it did take the whole 18 ounces. And now I'm going to put the cover back on and go get some fuel, and then we're going to try this bad boy out. Well, back to the video. I got my Firman Dual Fuel generator out here. We're out here in off the grid. My Onan 5000 generator is not powering up, so I had to bring my Firman out here. And this is going to be the first time I've used this guy. All I got to do is put some gas in it. We already put oil in it. And then after I put the gas in, we're going to cart it back to the back of my fifth wheel. I'm going to plug it in because we do have a 30 amp connection on the Firman, and of course for my fifth wheel it's a 50 amp, so I'm going to plug my fifth wheel into here. But before I do all that, we're going to get the generator on, and then I'm going to test out the surge guard and make sure that we've got a good reading. If not, I did bring a ground neutral plug just in case to plug into the generator outlet in case we get a open neutral error code, but hopefully we won't. So that's where I'm going to haul it to, right over there. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to put our fuel in right here. It's really important you have at least 87 minimum octane. That's what I've got. It's really cool is you've got instructions on here, show you how to start it for gas and for propane. So we're going to do the gas route today. Looks like I can hold 1.8 gallons, and I'm going to fill it up to this red line here. Okay, so got the fuel in the tank. It's got a nice little handle for moving, rolls along pretty good. I'm rolling over granite rock and all kinds of stuff out here. It's rolling pretty good. And so what we're going to do, we want to get it pretty level. Okay, now I'm going to get this guy started. And then once it's started, we're going to plug in our 30 amp to here. Then I'm going to look at my surge guard. I want to see 3 green lights. Alright, so here we go. It says on the instructions here, the first thing to do after we fill it up with gas, we want to turn the knob to gas. So So I just did that. Then we want to push that button. It's like in the middle. And then we're going to push it up for 3 seconds. And then I'm assuming what we'll be doing after that is pulling the choke when it starts. All right, so my choke is right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and push on this. I'm gonna push that. Choke out. All right. Start right up, and we're at a high altitude here too. We're at about 9,000 feet. Okay. You can see I'm showing an open neutral. Showing an open neutral, so I'm glad I got this guy. Right here. Okay, so I plugged in my open neutral right here. Now I've got all 3. So here we go. Let's see how she does. Okay, I've got the 5th wheel plugged in. Now we're gonna go inside. I'm in the house in the 5th wheel. The microwave came on, so that's a very good sign. And of course, my battery's all powered up. So I'm going to go ahead and try to run the microwave. Yeah, I'll turn it off. It's powering up the 5th wheel, so it definitely does the job.